Good morning and welcome again to another video. And like I said, you can post any debatable comments, anything to razzle dazzle up the debate even more. Post it in the description. Now, one of my friends, Kenny recommended a good topic, one topic that is so debatable that I had my doubts. I really had my doubts. Like, is it good or bad thing going on? So I thank Kenny Kenny, thank you again for posting this. And the question that he sent me was this: are Isekai animes overrated or underrated? Notice I'm wearing my No Game No Life shirt, because that's one of the best Isekai animes I see as fit, like one of the best. But again, are Isekai animes overrated or underrated? So that's a good question. Here's the thing. Me personally, you have to think about Isekai animes. Like, what is an Isekai? What makes an Isekai anime? Now, Isekai animes is just your typical run-of-the-mill, like, person sent to another fantasy world. That's Isekai. And we have seen dozens of isekais that's been driven around to a point where the person goes to another world. Re:Zero, No Game No Life, Konosuba, Tanya the Saga of Evil, Overlord, Bafuri, the new isekai one. Or how about this new one called The Ape Son? Are you kidding me? Hell, even the classic Sword Art Online. The thing about isekais, and by the way, my favorite isekai, The Rising of the Shield Hero. But we have to think about this. To me, I think isekais are overrated because this is where we get a little crazy. First off, with the underrated thing, if we were to take out the isekai anime and just push it out of the way, the most common genre we're gonna have is sports animes. And right now, sports animes are driven up to the top compared to isekais. Well, if you count Haikyuu, and if you count Our Hero no Sora, which by the way is getting up to the point where it's like 50 episodes right now, you can say that sports animes are really going up to the market, but isekai animes are really, really up there. But back to what I was saying, I think isekais are overrated because let's think about this. 80% of isekai animes, when a person gets hit by a truck, you get hit by truck-kun a lot, but my point is this: 80% of isekai dies by transportation, get murdered, or whatever, and they end up in a parallel world. I don't know why, like, every time a person dies, boom, world. Person dies, okay, reincarnated as a slime. It's just like, why? Konosuba, oh, he died, he went to another world. Re:Zero, okay, he died. You know what I mean? Every time, 80% of people in an isekai died and they go to another world. They need to reduce that. Like, they gotta give us new viable ways for a person to go to an isekai world. Don't make it sound like I'm dead and then go to an isekai world. No! Like the world, like another world with my smartphone. He died and God gave him to go to another fantasy world with his smartphone. Okay, like, you see what I mean? Why? Now, here's another thing why it's overrated to me. Isekais end up in a harem. Mostly every isekai ends up in a harem type. Overlord, for example. An's got, I think he got like, 5 girls on the side now? Kirito. Oh God, Kirito's a prime example of his harem. Sure, he got Asuna, but come on. Look how all the other girls he got throughout the years of Sword Art Online. He got all the girls, and he got a harem of his own. He got Alice. You see what I mean? Now he got a new girl named Alice. Like, come on. Every isekai he ends up with multiple girls. including not to mention the other isekai one, like Do You Love Your Mom and her two multi-normal attacks. I mean, have you seen them? Have you seen the main character's mom in that? He got not only the mom, but he got like 3 other girls. You see my point? Every isekai, you're bound to see a guy with a harem. We bound to see that. Another thing why isekais to me is overrated is because some of the characters look exactly the same. By the same, I mean, if you guys watch every isekai anime and you notice there's always this black guy who's like the shopkeeper, a merchant no less. Like, you've seen that a lot. You guys can't lie. Every time you watch an isekai anime, he's always a dark-skinned guy as a shopkeeper, merchant, whatever, shopping for weapons. Come on. That's the common. That's one-on-one. That's the common right there. And it's the similar concept. Like the fantasy world is somewhat the same. A fantasy RPG, and let's be honest. We are getting the same isekai every time. Like we get every season, we get 2 isekais. I don't know why we do that. We get 2 or 3 isekai animes. Like, I remember, I think this season, we got, I think we have 2 isekais. We got The Eighth Son, Are You Kidding Me? And then we got the villainous one. I forgot the name of that one, but that's also out too. But my point is, they keep giving us isekais, like 2 or 3 isekais every season. I don't have a problem with that, but you gotta give people, like, understanding what an isekai anime is. Don't rush them. Like, give it a half a year. Like, what I mean is, okay, let's say we put an isekai anime in February. Just one isekai. Just putting that in one. Then, wait about half a year, give it about 6 months for them to process that first isekai anime and have people watch other isekai animes, recommendations, and then once they feel the love for it, then they could go on and watch this one. That's my point. So if you take your time with it, then you'll understand what it is of an isekai anime is. Okay, now the other thing why it's so overrated is the plot. I mean, takes 12 episodes or a season to defeat a villain or save a princess, but it takes 2 episodes, but it only takes 2 episodes to do so. You don't take 12 episodes just to finish off a villain or save a princess. I mean, the plot just like, I mean, you could have done that 2 episodes. You could have done that 2 episodes, 2, 3, or 4 at best. But don't make it seem like, oh, okay, we're going to save this villain to the last episode. I'm like, no, that ruins it. That ruins it. Like, okay, like, I'm trying to think of an example like that. Okay, any show that has an isekai has that purpose. It has that glow factor. Okay, now I admit, we love isekai animes because we get to experience the world of fantasy RPG style. I get that. I mean, all the settings look the same. Some characters look the same in terms of power. Like every isekai anime, we're gonna get a healer. Every isekai anime, we're gonna give someone with strength. Every isekai, we're gonna have offense. We get all of that. But you have to understand where the overrating comes in play in those parts. I mean, think about it. You watched Sword Art Online, and you see how it is with the RPG fantasy type thing. And then you go on to watch another isekai anime, and you ask yourself, it's the same thing they're doing. And then another isekai, you're seeing the same thing they're doing. And like I said, 80% of isekai animes where a person dies and goes to another world, that happens a lot. So we're bound to see that. I mean, the stories for each are okay. Not hype as it is. It depends. I mean, Rising of the Shield Hero has a good storyline behind it. Overlord has a good storyline behind it. Konosuba, not so much. Not so much of a good story. Not so much. Even though it's mostly the comedy that drives it, but it's still a good show to watch. And they've got certain character development along the way, which is okay and all. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's okay. So the question to myself, so the question again is Isekai overrated or underrated? To me, is overrated. The only thing that make Isekai better is if you take like change the concept of the Isekai, like change it like instead of a person dies and go to another world, change it up a bit, add a few tweaks, add a few development, and don't make it a harem type situation for the guy. Another world, my smartphone, Sword Art Online, you know, anything that's Overlord, anything that doesn't resolve the harem route, okay, that should be okay at least. But don't make it so hard for us to say, oh, it's the same thing over and over again. Like the moment, like if a new Isekai comes out, we understand where it's coming from. We're like, oh, here we go. Guy's sent to another world. He's gonna get like 3 girls on his party. He's gonna get this. He's gonna get that. He's gonna meet a black merchant. Okay, it's common. You see, it's common things that's gonna ruin it. But if they tweaked it a little bit more, then I could say, okay, that makes sense. So that's it. So again, that was a good question, Kenny. I like that. If it was overrated or underrated, that was a good question. Whew. So, and I do appreciate the other comment there, which is the better anime, which is either Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball, or I'm sorry, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, or Dragon Ball Z. That right there will be another video for that next week. So I'll gotta do my research on that. So I look forward to do other videos along the way. So I'll see you soon.